What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 427 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 113 of Monday Night Fusion. Of course, as always, looking forward to a stacked card. A lot of great action coming your way. What up, Diamond? Dynamic? Actually gonna get to see the first match. History in the making here. But of course, guys, a big week here in CMV as this Sunday, the 18th of February, going to be the third annual Cyber Slam. Of course, the night where the choices are in the hands of you guys, the CM Universe. Every single matchup on the card gonna have some sort of poll attached to it to vote for opponents. A lot of huge matches already announced for that. The card should be posted maybe Wednesday or Thursday-ish. So if you're not a member of our website, cmvwrestling.com, ! join in the chat. We'll give you a link. Make sure you do hop on over there. But tonight's show, guys, getting away with some singles competition. A couple of newcomers set to go at it. Of course, this match, it was advertised, was supposed to be Ryan Riley in competition against the Rising Star champion Black Gale, guys. But once again, just as he did a couple of weeks ago on Fusion, remember Black Gale was supposed to face Azrael. Gale did not arrive at the arena tonight. He has not been seen by any backstage personnel or other superstars. So once more, general manager Johnny Sampson has been forced to insert a last-second replacement. And I don't know how much longer Black Gale is going to be able to get away with this, guys, just not showing up for the matches. I mean, that's what he gets paid for, is to show up and compete. This is the second time that he's made Johnny Sampson's job a little bit harder. And I saw Sampson earlier tonight after receiving the news that Gale had not shown up yet. He was pretty upset. And Gale has a huge championship defense coming up this Thursday against RGP. His first title defense, a rematch from Sacrifice. Hopefully Gale shows up for that. If he doesn't, guys, he very well may be stripped. And what about Ryan Riley, too? He's been preparing all week for Black Gale. A huge opportunity it would have been for Riley to knock off Gale in this non-title matchup, but instead, now he's getting a curveball thrown at him in the form of Gentleman. Wow, did I just forget his name? I did. 10 out of 10. Henry Evans. Wow. Memory slipped up there just for a moment. Ryan Riley, of course, was unbeaten in CMV until last week. The main event of Reality Wrestling, it took the L to JT Fury. Fury will be in action a little bit later on tonight alongside Chris Sullivan as they take on the tag team champions, the ATL, in a non-title matchup. More tag team action in our main event it will be, guys. One that I'm most certainly looking forward to, as Harvey Hastings and Matseo Yume will team up to take on the United States champion Paul Devine and world champion Hayden. We know that in 3 weeks, the main event of Dark Carnival, Paul Devine will challenge his ex-gen brother Hayden for the world championship. We also know that next week here on Monday Night Fusion, Paul Devine will defend the United States title against Harvey Hastings. Hastings enacting his rematch clause. And currently a poll on the website is asking you guys, the fans, what kind of matchup, I should say, you would like to see those two face off in for the championship. And currently, Falls Count Anywhere is in the lead with 4 votes. And then Lumberjack match and a ladder match are tied at 3. So if you have not voted yet, then hop on over there and do so. As now here comes making his Fusion debut, Henry Evans. Evans debuted a couple of weeks ago with a defeat. And now we're going to look to try and bounce back, guys. We get our first tweet of the evening here from Josh Wolf. Says, Mr. Sampson, depending on a cancer, getting rid of another cancer is insulting and impractical. Never trust King, never trust Heyman, never trust Click. Josh Wolf referring to the fact that up next, actually, the matchup following this one will be a handicap matchup. Schmitty taking on Travis King and Bison. The handicap matchup actually voted on by the fans last week, and another attempt by general manager Johnny Sampson to get his revenge on Schmitty after Schmitty, of course, last week defeated Travis King in a no-holds-barred match, and then at Sacrifice defeated Bison inside a Hell in a Cell. Every obstacle that Sampson has thrown at Schmitty since his return, Schmitty has conquered. Can he tonight, though, with the odds severely stacked against him? And obviously, Wolf at Sacrifice able to knock off Travis King. Part of the Click. Josh Wolf returning to action next week on a Monday Night Fusion. Best be careful, though. Might be lurking around. If I were Travis King, I have eyes in the back of my head. This matchup gets underway. Henry Evans taking on Ryan Riley. Riley looking to get back to his winning ways after suffering his first defeat last week. Yeah, poor Schmitty. And actually, Johnny Sampson touched on that earlier tonight before the show. He had a meeting with what Josh Wolf was talking about with Travis King, Paul Heyman, and Bison about what to do with Schmitty. And Johnny Sampson said it was never going to be just a one-match thing. I want my revenge. I want to make Schmitty pay. I want to make him suffer. I want him to plead for mercy. Sampson saying Schmitty's going to be in some sort of, matchup every single week, every single fusion. Schmitty's going to be in this ring competing in some kind of, monstrous concoction put together by the GM, and also announcing 2 huge matches for Dark Carnival, guys, that Schmitty will be competing in back-to-back matches. The first against Travis King in a lethal lockdown match, which is a new concept to CMV. The first ever lethal lockdown match. It just happened a couple of weeks ago on Unmatched. But it is a steel cage with no escape, no pinfalls, no submissions. You can only win by knockout. And then, right after that matchup, Schmitty going to take on Bison in a last man standing match. Schmitty just going to try to survive the both of them here tonight in a handicap match. Yeah, what up, Flashy? What up, Bateman, my love? And a tweet here, guys, from Flashy says, hashtag Brass Ring Club. Flashy is here. Yeah, a new group formed over this past week between Flashy, JT Fury, and Chris Sullivan. We see JT Fury and Sullivan in action later on tonight. As I said earlier, taking on the tag team champions, the ATL, of course, the Brass Ring Club, one of the 8 teams that will be competing in just 4 weeks' time. Or rather, no, just next week. Oh, nice elbow. This Sunday is SummerSlam. The Sunday after that will be the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup special event. We return to Tokyo, Japan for the Tokyo Dome. And of course, the ATL will be defending their titles against the winners of the Cup on that same night. Brass Ring Club with an opportunity, though, to knock off the champions, get some big-time momentum. There's going to reverse chin lock applied by Ryan Riley. Now has Henry Evans down. The gentleman going to battle back up to his feet, though. Elbow to the midsection. Another elbow to the midsection. Going to break the grasp of Double R. Now Henry shoots in, gets a hook to the jaw, though, from behind. Escapes the waist lock, stomps on the quad. Lower forearm smash. Now goes to the hook again, misses. Goes for an elbow to Riley. And there's a pop-up punch. What a match. Both men obviously doing their homework on each other. As now Henry Evans with the pinfall attempt. Will it be enough? No, it will not. Ryan Riley certainly doesn't want to start eating loss after loss after loss, but he might be doing so here tonight on Monday Night Fusion as Henry Evans with the GTS. And if that's not enough, rebounding now, penalty kick. And Ryan Riley is out. 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Henry Evans a bit baffled, a bit surprised, a bit angry about that, but referee Murphy calls it. Ryan Riley able to survive. Now he looks to try and battle back here, keep his head above the water. He's certainly in big time trouble, but look at this. Riley slapping himself, making sure he's awake, going for a fisherman neckbreaker, countered by Henry Evans. What a beautiful reversal into a Northern Light suplex. Might have tried for a pin at the ropes for it right there. And now Evans, oh, roundhouse kick by Evans with those dress shoes on too. Wasting absolutely no time. Evans knows he's in the driver's seat. Gonna look to finish a second time. Knee straight to the face. And the penalty kick, not even rebounding that time, just took a quick step back. And Riley, oh, what was that? What? Riley immediately began to stir. Henry Evans like, what the fuck? Some sort of supernatural abilities there by Riley to didn't even seem to be fazed by that. Now a reverse chin lock. Henry Evans trying to slow things down, make sure that he stays in control as we kick off Monday Night Fusion number 113 in a pinfall attempt now by Evans. Hoping that that will be enough, and it nearly is, but only a 2 count. Topper didn't leave Dynamic. He was thinking about it, but he was in Cop Stream yesterday. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful vertical suplex turned into a neck breaker. You see Ryan Riley collapsed down at one knee after hitting that, though. Obviously took whatever was left in his tank right out of him. So much great action to get to tonight, guys. Definitely looking forward to that main event, but we also got the return of Percy Simmons on tonight's card. The Deck, after 8 weeks on the shelf, going to be taking on the baller, Chris Diamond. A couple of shoulder blocks here by Ryan Riley, tossed out onto the apron now. Looks like Riley's going to go out to the top rope and take a little bit of a risk. Double axe handle. Mounting a comeback. The fans on their feet seem to be behind Double R here. Now face-to-face hook to the jaw from behind. Zigzag. And we know what Riley's going to try to finish off this matchup with, that brutal cross-face chicken, or cross-arm chicken wing of his. There's cross-face chicken wing. I got it right the first time. Nasty DDT by Riley, and now lining up his shot on the prowl. And Henry Evans is in big trouble if he gets caught up in the submission hold. Well, look at that. Able to clutch up, saw it coming. Saves himself from short of feet. Another pop-up punch, catching Riley right on the jaw. And I love how vicious Henry Evans is. Wastes absolutely no time. Kick to the gut. Riley, though, getting countered big time with a power bomb. Beautiful reversal by Evans. Jawbreaker. Ryan Riley now shoots in. Ryan Riley, another zigzag. The rookie not giving up. Gotta respect that. Now an Irish whip into the corner goes the gentleman. And from behind, busted wide open. And Henry Evans seizes the opening. GTS a third time. Rebounding penalty kick. Henry Evans, to see how exhausted he has been, out of instinct to the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Henry Evans is victorious. What a back and forth hard-hitting matchup to kick off the show, but Riley takes another loss, while Henry Evans secures his first victory. Yo, what up, Gamer Tribe? Paul Devine is not undisputed champion yet, but in 3 weeks' time, he very well may be, when he takes on Hayden for the gold. He and Hayden teaming up tonight in the main event. What a win for Henry Evans, though, ladies and gentlemen, and a little bit of trouble that Ryan Riley is in, starting to put together a losing streak. Maybe he just likes to look fashionable, Topher, all right? But guys, up next, handicap matchup coming our way. As the torment from General Manager Johnny Sampson towards Schmitty continues, the Game Changer up against some stiff odds in the form of Travis King and Bison. Both men individually he has defeated over the past month. Bison inside a Hell in a Cell at Sacrifice, and Travis King last week, no holds barred. But can he do it at the same time? Paul Heyman has assured General Manager Johnny Sampson that he will be destroyed tonight. And if they can't get the job done here, they most certainly will come Dark Carnival, where Schmitty has to take on Travis King and Bison in back-to-back matches. First against King in a lethal lockdown matchup, then against Bison, last man standing. No entrances here, I guess. Okay, that's weird. Schmitty, King, and Bison getting those jobber entrances. Oh, you're talking about that Sam Valentine, McCree attire, I think it was. Was it McCree? I'm pretty sure it was the McCree attire. And here we go. Schmitty going to start things off against the former undisputed champion and Travis King. You know, Johnny Sampson said to King himself, like, how could you let Schmitty not only defeat you last week, but embarrass you? Like, Schmitty really kicked Travis King's ass, and King probably has a bigger reason than anybody in this world to hate Schmitty. Schmitty stripping King of his world title, beating the hell out of him, and then firing him. And definitely, guys, another huge matchup at Dark Carnival announced last week that Damien, 19-1, the Gargoyle of Destruction, would be taking on an opponent in a #1 contenders match for the world title. And it was earlier this week on Twitter, or late last week, really, that Johnny Sampson announced who that opponent would be, and none other than the fire starter, Ryan Kent. So Damien definitely has the biggest challenge of his career coming up in 3 weeks' time when he takes on a bona fide future Hall of Famer and the most decorated champion in CMV history. We know that Kent, since the start of this season, has had his eyes on that world championship, but Damien, 19-1, and Kent might just be another statistic. I'm certainly looking forward to that matchup, but I do not envy whoever will be world champion post-Dark Carnival, whether it's Divine or Hayden still. But look at this. Vintage Schmitty locking in the sleeper hold. That will be an immediate rope break, however. Lucky positioning there for King. Irish whip now, Schmitty into the corner, and here's where the advantage for King and Bison comes into play. They can tag in and out. Look at this, Bison. You don't see him go to the top rope often. Assisted suplex. Well, the first match have had entrances, so I don't know why this one didn't. The rest should be fine, though. Couple of elbows to the back of the head. They're going to free Schmitty. Kick to the gut to follow through. And Schmitty, of course, earlier tonight before the show, we talked about that meeting between Sampson and King, Bison, and Paul Heyman. And Schmitty would interrupt alongside Laura and say, you know, Johnny, I don't give a goddamn what you think about me. I'm not going to apologize for what I did last season. I did what I had to do to get to the top and, you know, show the world what I'm all about. I'm not going to apologize, but also I'm not going to back down. You can throw whatever you want at me, but for that baby, for my kid, I will do whatever in order to be in its life and support it. Look at that. Nice counter by Schmitty going to send Bison tumbling down to the outside. And actually up next, Ryan Kent going to be in action against Shanaz and Doni. Should be an interesting matchup. As Schmitty hammers away at the knees of the Barbarian. Count of two right into the security wall now. Bison and Travis King under strict orders to dismantle Schmitty tonight. Like I said, if they can't tonight, they surely will at Dark Carnival. Lethal lockup match followed by a last man standing match. No guy. Now, we all know that I'm not the biggest fan of Schmitty. In fact, I hate Schmitty. But even I gotta say that this is just brutal. At a count out 7, and Schmitty gets his head cracked off the steel post. This match is going to continue, or we get a count out? No, Bison's going to make sure it doesn't end like that. Doesn't give Schmitty an easy way out tonight. A game changer brought to his feet, and Bison, it might be a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen, into the pit as well. Vintage Bison, 1, 2, only a 2 count. We've certainly seen, if I do say so myself, Schmitty in the best condition he's ever been in his career. Certainly more vicious. Defeating King and Bison in under 24 hours. I mean, that's no easy feat. You saw Bison, though. Bison looking to lock in the accolades. Schmitty was able to survive and escape this back and sacrifice. Can he again? Oh, yes, he does. He has the key to stopping that. And now Schmitty with his own submission applied. Sleeper hold brings Bison down. Locked in tight, Bison middle of the ring, big trouble. Able to break the hold that Schmitty has, I don't know. And using his own head as a weapon to free him there. And now a tweet here, guys, from Flashy says, the Brass Ring Club will steamroll over the ATL and go for the gold. Now that is too damn sweet. That Brass Ring Club certainly with a big opportunity tonight. And taking on the ATL in a non-title matchup. Look at this, Schmitty right now with a big opportunity to bring home the win in this handicap match. Old school Schmitty. Can Schmitty defy the odds once again and spit in General Manager Johnny Sampson's face? No, nearly does, but not quite enough to take down the Barbarian. And a tweet here, guys, from Kent says, me versus Shanaz? Who the fuck books these matches? So obviously Kent not taking Shanaz as a real challenge. That might be a mistake, but right now Schmitty takes a breather and right back at it. A second old school Schmitty. King can't even look. Hooks the leg. King's got to make the saver. This might be it, guys, and there's King to do just that and keep this match going. But look at Schmitty taking on both men. Bulldog facebuster. King is out of it. Schmitty's feeling real good about himself right now. King back on the apron. Schmitty still has his eyes on him. Wants to make sure he stays out of it, I guess. Now Schmitty back to Bison. King finally recuperates there. Double axe handle clothesline. Now a modified facebuster by the former European, United States, and world champion. Gonna try to go for the pin there perhaps, or maybe gonna go for that pinpoint knee drop. Lining up the shot and straight across the forehead, or rather the mask, if you will. Still gonna do some damage as Schmitty looks for the third. Old school Schmitty. Kick to the gut, and there it is. Schmitty dominating. Now hooks the leg. 1, 2, but King again breaks up the pin, and now Schmitty is furious. The numbers game really messing with him here in this one. Look at that. Acting like he wasn't going to go for King. Now throws him out of the corner and a springboard clothesline. Schmitty not a high flyer. That's something unique to see for him. And Schmitty just going in, beating the hell out of both these guys right now. Look at this. Bison get back to his feet, and the distraction's going to cost Schmitty. Remember, Bison's the legal man. Irish whip into the corner, and Bison now is pissed off. Oh, this is not good for Schmitty. O'Connor roll German suplex by the Beast. If I were Bison, I'd honestly tag in Travis King, but King not looking too great out there on the apron either. Bison with a clothesline, just going to mow Schmitty down, ducks the clothesline at the hands of the Game Changer. Now a back body drop. Schmitty keeps getting back up to his feet, fighting through the pain. Now with a vicious spine buster, though. Looking to bring this matchup to an end is the Barbarian, and it might just be a matter of time. Into the pin, will that do it? 1, 2. No, it will not. Schmitty refusing to die here. Now battling back to his feet through the agony. Goes for a suplex, but Bison with the knee down on the top of the head, able to escape from that, and now closing in. Schmitty saw him coming. Arm drag, keeps himself alive. Cheeky little jab. Now an elbow stamp right to the top of the head. And Schmitty had a pure instinct out of hope, praying this will be enough. Just a 2 count. Travis King coming to the ring just to make sure. He was there to break up the pin if he needed to. Now back to the apron. Schmitty takes a second to breathe. Wraps his legs around Bison's head, but the Beast able to slip through. Schmitty with an action roll. Closes in, cheeky jab though, into the corner, goes for the scoop slam, drops down behind the Game Changer with a stomp to the quad. Now Schmitty goes for another jab, kick to the midsection. The Barbarian now, the Barbarian, a second time. Iron Maiden applied, the ropes are right there. Can Schmitty survive? Can he escape again? He can! Schmitty escapes the Iron Maiden a second time. And now Bison, no! Bison again! Iron Maiden! A third time! And again! Again, Schmitty escapes, takes out Travis King, turns back. The distraction costs him. Bison with a twisting, little twirling scoop slam. Oh my God. And a tweet here, guys, from the ATL. says, you jacked your name from someone that runs fast and added 2 Ys, so shut your mouth and keep those outdated hashtags where they belong. In the past, hashtag on lock. No, wait a minute, Schmitty power bomb on the apron of the ring. And now Schmitty's in a bad part of town with Travis King looking over, just double teaming the Game Changer. And look at this now, some teamwork. Double knee gut buster. Schmitty now just getting absolutely torn apart. Still fighting though. Still fighting. But every time he gets an opening here on the outside. Reverse. Oh, DDT down on the knee. Then a neck breaker. Bison's taken out at the count of 5 though. Throws Bison back into the ring. Schmitty goes to beat him at a count of 7. Travis King cuts him off though. Travis King cuts off Schmitty. Will Schmitty make it back in time? Count of 9. No, King stops him with a wheelbarrow suplex. King and Bison are victorious. Schmitty tried to get back in the ring, but King stopped him from doing so. And because of that, Travis King and Bison are victorious. How about Schmitty's performance though, man? He was dominating. And King and Bison have to take the dirty way out. Look at Schmitty on the outside. This is far from what Samson wanted though. He wanted Schmitty torn to pieces tonight. It didn't happen. He did take the loss, but come Dark Carnival, Schmitty is in for hell. There's no doubt about that. And as we get ready for our next matchup, my friends, we have a tweet also from Harvey Hastings. Says, Schmitty is a coward. He abandoned his morals, and the moment he became a father, I have a son, and I still keep my code. Abandoned his morals the moment he became a father, I should say. So Harvey Hastings throwing some shade at Schmitty. We also have a tweet here from Flashy. Says, at the ATL, nice job trying to subtweet like a pussy. Just watch, the Brass Ring Club will demolish you and sooner or later take those tag team championships. That is only a fact, and the fact is, hashtag too damn sweet. Certainly a lot to get to still here tonight on Monday Night Fusion, including that matchup between the Brass Ring Club and the ATL non-title. But up next, guys, this matchup certainly has potential to steal the show as Ryan Kent takes on Shanaz Ardoni. And earlier tonight, Ryan Kent tweeted out saying that Shanaz pretty much ain't no match for him, and this is embarrassing that he's even up against someone like Andoni. But Kent might be making a mistake if he underestimates the real number one Bubba. Shanaz, one of the most decorated superstars in all of CMV. Of course, Ryan Kent is the most decorated superstar in CMV history. And in 3 weeks' time has a date set with Damien. One-on-one, they will go for #1 contendership of the World Championship. And guys, a tweet here from the ATL back at Flashy says, subtweet, we literally used your name in the tweet. Are you dumb? Can you read, or did you take too many hits on the head? You know, all those losses add up. Ryan Kent certainly looking for that momentum, but Shanaz Andoni, guys, not going to be coming out here alone tonight, joined by his new tag team partner, Jimmy Gimmick. Remember last week, Shanaz Andoni was given a spot in the Tag Team Cup by General Manager Johnny Sampson. Shanaz had to find himself a partner, and it just so happened that Jimmy Gimmick was in the arena after he saw a flyer for the Tag Team Cup. He was looking for Lance Martini, of course, his tag team partner, who's over on Genesis, while Shanaz was looking for Chet Taylor. They ended up bumping into each other and said, hey, why don't we just team up since we can't find our partners, forming Shindig Shebang, and they will be participating in the Tag Team Cup next Sunday. But Gimmick just going to be ringside in support of Andoni. Of course, you really can't ask for a better tag team partner than Shanaz, a two-time world champion, longest reigning tag team champion of all time, alongside Chet Taylor, 7 months, and a former Fusion tag team champion. So here we go, guys. Ryan Kent and Shanaz Andoni, I do believe for the first time ever. Referee rings the bell, and we're going to get it on as these two meet right in the middle, and Kent immediately with a blue thunder bomb. And a tweet here, guys, from Matseo Yum, now, of course, translated from Japanese, as always says, last week I simply viewed Devon as prey, and that was my mistake. However, the Kitsune won't make the same mistake twice. One victory over 2 champions is something that matters, so I will claim that victory. Of course, Yum talking about how last week he challenged Paul Devine for the United States Championship after cashing in the Rising Star title, but he failed to grab the victory. But tonight, he and Harvey Hastings going to team up to take on Paul Devine and Hayden. You know that Yum wants to work his way back up the ladder for that United States title, but of course, it's next week that Harvey Hastings will challenge Paul Devine for the United States Championship, as Ryan Kent taking the advantage early on, beating the holy hell out of Shanaz Andoni from the mounted position, raining down punches, Irish whip now, and Andoni rebounds right to a wayside slam by the fire starter. Damien not here tonight. He was in action last week, but I'm sure wherever he is, he and Pandora are keeping a close eye on Kent. Even Damien's not stupid. He failed attempt to hit a swanton there. Damien, no stupid man. He's going to do his homework. He knows that Ryan Kent's going to be his biggest opponent. Dragon Skull! Of course, Ryan Kent currently facing the only man to date that has defeated Damien. He's the one behind 19-1, but of course Shanaz, even after defeating Damien, look at what the Gargoyle Destruction did to him back at Sacrifice. Beautiful drop, leg drop, I should say there. Goes for a super kick off the rebound. Ryan Kent, though, runs right past it. Jawbreaker. 2 former light heavyweight champions going at, actually both men 2-time light heavyweight champions. Goes for a scoop slam. No, high angle. Scoop slam by the real number 1 Bubba. Back elbow by Shanaz. Well, certainly whoever walks out of Dark Carnival as the undisputed champion, whether it's Paul Devine or still Hayden that holds the gold, no matter if it's Damien or Ryan Kent, that's going to be a big challenge for the championship. Of course, Kent is a former world champion. He held that title many years ago, way back when in Season 2 actually cashed in Money in the Bank to win the championship. Of course, also a former Alpha World Champion. The only man to hold both the Undisputed Championship and the Alpha World Championship in CMV history. Kent gets tripped up right there. Shanaz, of course, shades of his uncle, the Iron Sheik, lying in a camel clutch. You can do fuck Kent's ass and make him humble, baby. Wrench him back on that spine in a way that the back simply should not bend, but slips through there. Reverse DDT now. Shanaz Andoni takes the lead. Jimmy Gimmick ringside, not interfering at all. Letting this be a clean matchup, but you know Andoni wants to pick up that momentum on the road to the Tag Team Cup. Beautiful neckbreaker after jaw right in the hips a little bit. And a tweet here, guys, from Bob Luger of Genesis says, You guys are trying too hard. Don't stress yourself out. You'll be forgotten within a month. Savagery right there by Luger. We actually saw Luger and Xander Slade of the Click getting a bit of a Twitter war with the Brotherhood Club earlier this week. This Sunday, though, at CyberSlam, the third annual CyberSlam Genesis exclusive pay-per-view, Bob Luger in a big matchup against Matsuda Tanaka. All of the Click and action, of course, that main event, Elijah Stewart. But what kind of condition will he be in? Challenges Gurley sucking off for the Alpha World Championship. The power is in your hands. The CMV Universe going to vote on every match type and stipulation, opponents, all that. Big leg hook by Shanaz, goes for the pin, but not even a 1 count. Try to sell a little bit. Shoulder claw now being pressed down by Antoni. Usually more effective by a bigger man, but Antoni going to try to deal what damage he can. Front headlock now on the fire starter as he gets taken for a little bit of a cheeky walk. Up next, guys, the Brotherhood Club does take on the ATL at a non-title matchup. Certainly looking forward to that. The Brotherhood Club with a chance to prove themselves. First time ATL will be in action since they won the titles back at Sacrifice from Ziegler and Hayden. And now Antoni DDT down on the apron. That's going to deal some big-time damage. And if Antoni can get Kent back in the ring, he could pin him instead, intent on just stomping him here. Now going to throw him up against the announce table. Antoni obviously saw Ryan Kent's tweet and took it personal. Needed the midsection, though. Kent now with a twisting scoop slam. A little bit of a swirl to it. Also still to come tonight, guys, the Deck. Percy Simmons returns. 8 weeks he spent on the shelf. He is back, and he will battle the Baller Chris Diamond. Of course, our main event, Harvey Hastings and Mateo Yum team up to take on the United States champion Paul Devine and world champion Hayden. First time X-Jan have been in the ring together on the same team. And a long, long time, Vintage Kent as he hooks the leg. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Ryan Kent seems a bit baffled about that. Hands on top of his head. Wasting time, though. Now, no beating around the bushes. He lines up his shot, and Shanaz could be in big-time trouble. Gonna go for that Kent clash. Looking for that momentum on the road to face Damien at Dark Carnival. There it is. Rolls him over into the pin. That might be a rope break. Almost. 1, 2. Oh, wow. Talk about a close call. Mamma mia. Kent actually shocked. He can't believe it. Neither can I. Now Ryan Kent with his hands on his hips needs to think about a different strategy here about how to keep Antoni down for the 3 count, guys. And a tweet from Flashy says, at Bob Luger, you are still on Duke Nukem's dick. Shut up. Hashtag click sucks. And as for the ATL, we'll see you in the ring. And a winding uppercut by Antoni. Reese Matthews with a tweet here at Bob Luger says, hey Bob, did you see when I beat Portland with the Porto N? Was that funny? I pictured that tweet, but you got the point. Ow! Antoni with the Kinshasa out of nowhere and nearly steals it. That's how dangerous Antoni can be out of thin air with that knee strike. Nearly got Kent done for. Slingshot leg drop there, and Antoni telling Kent to bring it on. What a matchup this has been. Certainly not letting us down, and he living up to the hype. A tweet from Joshua says, at Reese Matthews, that doesn't get you any points for me or Elijah. And Reese responds saying, I beat you. It was real easy. So Reese obviously no longer with the Click. He did beat Borton last week on Genesis, but obviously caught between this war now because the Resistance ain't no friend of his. Ryan Kent with a big old powerbomb and another clothesline from the deepest depths of hell. Stomps onto the back of the head, seated position, as Ryan Kent looks to get the real number 1 Bubba up to his feet. Down on one knee, action roll by Antoni, though, walks right into Kent's grasp, and Kent just going to hold him there. I don't know what exactly the plan is here. Giving Antoni too much time, though. A couple of elbows. Breaks himself free. Now it is Antoni who looks to seize the opportunity. Irish whip into the corner. Kent might be in big-time trouble. Ooh, kick to the thigh, and another kick to the thigh. Antoni unloading these educated feet. Antoni taken down. Able to deflect that 5th kick attempt. Oh, now Kent catches Antoni off guard. Tucks the arms. Kent clash a 2nd time. And that'll do it. But wait a minute. Jimmy Gimmick distracting referee Murphy. and Ken forced to relinquish the pin. Gimmick keeps this match going. Kent's got to be livid. Holy shit. Gimmick jumping in out of nowhere, helping out his tag team partner. And now Shanaz's going to try to take that window, that opening that was made for him by Gimmick. Tripping up Kent, goes for the pin, but just a 2 count. Now Kent brought to a vertical base as Adoni with a winding uppercut for the second time in this matchup. Might unhinge that jaw, and now Andoni's feeling it. That leg of his twitching. Able to counter the suplex, though, beautifully done by Kent into a neck breaker. Jimmy Gimmick not looking too happy there. Lateral press with just a 2 count. Jimmy Gimmick with his arms crossed, acting like he's not impressed by Kent here. Stomp to the back of the head. This matchup continues. And what about it has been thus far? Surely Kent would have gotten the win after that second Kent clash, but Gimmick making sure that didn't happen. High angle scoop slam once more. Shades of the one and only Macho Man as that leg is twitching. Goes for the Kinshasa again, but this time Kent had it well scouted. Able to step out of the way. Now a blue thunder bomb just the way he started off the match. Looks to finish it that way. Kent lining up the shot. Shanaz to his feet. And for the 3rd time, Kent clash. Busting Shanaz open. 1, 2. Are you kidding? Kent is beside himself. And with good reason, not even any help from Gimmick that time. Shanaz just clean kicking out of the Kent clash. Misses the Swanton again. Oh, and don't tell me. And Tony with the dirty heel tactics puts his feet on the middle rope. Referee Murphy doesn't see it. Tries to steal the win, but not quite. Kent, a dirty heel himself. He knows all the tricks. Yo, what up, Dash? This is the 3rd matchup of the evening, but welcome nonetheless. In the midst of this 5-star encounter, and Andoni putting his heart on display. Vintage Kent single knee face breaker. And a tweet here, guys, from Schmitty simply says, still standing as both these men are down. Exhausted, gas tanks and empty, but Kent crawling into the pin, hoping, praying it's enough. And will it be? No. The next pay-per-view is this Sunday, Topher. It is CyberSlam, the 18th of February. As Kent, for a 4th time with the Kent clash to Shanaz Andoni. That's gotta be it. Come on. 1, 2. No! Shanaz gets out of a 4th Kent clash. Are you kidding me? And Andoni a 3rd winding uppercut. What is happening? Shanaz with the worm. The worm by Andoni. Will that do it? Will the worm do it? After enduring 4 Kent clashes, Kent busted open Shanaz, donning that proverbial crimson mask. And Shanaz now. That knee is a twerking. Kinshasa! What a comeback this would be. 1, 2. No! Both men refusing to go down. 2 Kinshasas down by Andoni, and Kent survives the onslaught. As once again, Andoni with a back elbow drop misses, though. Getting out of the way just the nick of time. And Kent laughing at Andoni. I don't know what's so funny. Yeah, but the next pay-per-view is this Sunday, the Genesis exclusive CyberSlam. But in 3 weeks' time, it of course will be Fusion with Dark Carnival. In between those, though, next Sunday is the special event, the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup, live from Tokyo, Japan, in the Tokyo Dome. As this fight goes back, I think at the count of 3, both these men absolutely drained. What kind of condition is Andoni going to be in for the Tag Team Cup? What about Kent to face Damien? Another single knee face breaker. by the Firestarter. Welcome, Morgan. This matchup might finally be over. Yes, it is. Kent gets the win, but not easily. What a match. Jimmy Gimmick interfered, trying to help out. Andoni kicked out of 4. Ken Classes did Shanaz. But it is the Firestarter who gets the win. So many close calls, and truly what a performance by the real number 1 Bubba. But what a win for Ryan Kent. What up, Ohio? I am not playing, my friend. This is Universe mode. We just watch the matches. I do not actually play, but welcome nonetheless. What a win for Ken, and Damian had a best be ready. Ken best be ready, and what a match that is going to be. Ohio, if you would like to join, you are more than welcome, my friend. Exclamation point CMV in the chat will let you know a little bit more about us. And exclamation point join will give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. If you have a call, you can most definitely have them on one of our shows. But here we go, guys. Indeed, our first of 2 tag team matches tonight, as our main Harvey Hastings and Matseo Yum take on Paul Devon and Hayden. The first time X-Gen have teamed together in, I think, years. I think the last time we would have seen an X-Gen tag team match was when Quantum and Hayden were the tag team champions back in season 3. But first up, we have got the Brass Ring Club taking on the ATL in a non-title matchup. First time we are seeing Fry and Porter in action since they won the titles, defeating Ziggler and Hayden back at Sacrifice. And of course, next Sunday at the Tag Team Cup, they will defend their titles for the first time against whomever wins the tournament. And the Brass Ring Club are one of the 8 teams that will be participating in the Cup. The full lineup of the 8 teams has been revealed on our website on the Fusion card, cmvwrestling.com. If you want to check it out, see all the teams that are going to be competing, go down to the history books, and possibly walk out of the Tokyo Dome as the tag team champions. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Sullivan there on the left and JT Fury on the right. Of course, alongside Flashy, forming the new Brass Ring Club. Flashy been talking a lot of trash on Twitter all show long, back and forth with the ATL. Now it's time to see if his boys can back up the talk. JT Fury, ladies and gentlemen, certainly been enormously impressive since joining CMV. Currently boasting a record of 6-1, coming off that victory over Ryan Riley and last week's main event of Reality Wrestling. Chris Sullivan, though, been doing very well for himself as well, coming off the win over his former tag partner, Kevin Silva, on the pre-show of Sacrifice and getting ready for the Tag Team Cup. This will be a monumental victory for the Brass Ring Club. Of course, still to come tonight, guys, the return of the deck, Percy Simmons. Let's see we're taking on the baller, Chris Diamond. Looking forward to that one, no doubt about it. Excited to see Simmons back as the Brass Ring Club await the arrival, making the fans wait as the ATL, baby, with the gold in tow, make their way out onto the stage and down the ramp. Still unbeaten, currently 7-0 as a tag team, unless you want to include Blood and Stone, defeating them by a countout, which I personally wouldn't. But technically, Blood and Stone do hold a victory over the ATL. Blood and Stone are in the Tag Team Cup. Maybe we'll get a rematch there should circumstances unfold. But that is the Sean Porter right there. And Malcolm Fry coming from the left. These two kids enormously impressive. Absolutely like a well-oiled machine. But we'll find out if the Ballers Club have what it takes to knock them off. As it will be Chris Sullivan starting things off against Malcolm Fry. And ATL certainly didn't just win the tag team titles, but they beat Mr. Money in the Bank, Jacob Ziegler, and the current world champion, hated to do so back at Sacrifice. Overhead goes Chris Sullivan, now dragging Boston Zone out of the corner as he goes for the legs, maybe a little bit. Fry is a bigger guy, certainly probably the biggest guy in this match. Well, it seems to be about the same size as JT Fury over there. Up on the one knee, and that's a straight bitch slap right there by Malcolm. And Chris gonna fight back with a punch midsection. Now charges Fry, the emotion boiling over. With a crucifix now makes the tag to JT Fury. Closing in on the kill, but Malcolm Fry was ready for him. Punch to the chest. Looks like a vertical suplex gonna drop JT Fury. And Malcolm Fry, that is what he's all about. The suplexes, pretty much every variation you could probably think of, Malcolm Fry has at some point utilized. And here's a capture suplex after ricocheting off the turnbuckles. Vertical base hook to the jaw. Now the Hero Slam usually plays as a prelude to the ATL. Hitting that nasty tag team combination of theirs. And here it comes. The Sean Porter with the knee wall. Malcolm Fry with the enziguri, but it's not done there. Picture perfect Northern Lights suplex into the pin. Looking to make quick work of the Brass Ring Club, but JT Fury out at the count of 2. Porter, though, gonna try to go for the pin again. That time only a 1 count. Kick to the back, gonna send shooting pains up and down that spine, no doubt about it. As Porter, the high flyer between he and Fry. JT Fury looks like the hot tag, but stopped. As Porter landed right in the back of his head. Jeez Louise. The Dragons. Porter using the ropes to get back up to his feet, and JT makes a wise, I thought he was going to make a wise tag there. Back suplex instead to keep Porter down. Now Fury perhaps looking to mount a bit of a comeback and keep him alive. Just double axe handle. Botched that a little bit. Now once again, there we go, double axe handle. Double axe handle again. Roll through, pull, kick right upside the head, and Porter out of instinct looking for refuge in the corner, not going to find it though. Fury barreling down with a nasty clothesline. Now face to face they stand, and JT Fury has won matches with this maneuver before. Roll through you think, but no, butterfly DDT instead. Porter in a world of pain, hooking that leg. Will this be enough to do it? Get a huge victory for the Brass Ring Club. Will ATL taste their first true defeat? No, they will not. Porter back to his seat, fighting through the pain. Got to put the team on his back right now. Irish Whipper to the corner. Maybe going to try for that O'Connor roll German suplex of his. Indeed he is. Vintage Porter right here. Will we get a bridge? We will not. No pinfall attempt. Face to face. And JT Fury putting the bad part of town once again. As we get a tag to Malcolm Fry, they're going to switch places. I don't know if Fury's going to be able to survive another one of these. High knee enziguri. Fry looking to bring it home with the Northern Lights suplex. Sullivan got to break up the pin, and he does before Porter can stop him at the count of one, but now Porter going to take Sullivan out of it, throws him to the apron, shoulder thrust going to knock him off. Wait a minute, what? Pinfall attempt again by Fry. Snap suplex by Fury. He has taken a lot of damage in this matchup, but not giving in. Lining up Fry. This could be it. TKO. Grabs a hold of that leg. 1, 2. No. Fry gets his shoulder up off the canvas just in the nick of time. Brass Ring Club. I'll say it. They've been getting their asses kicked throughout the majority of this matchup, but Fury up on the shoulders now has Fry Fry in a nasty position out of the torch rack into the powerbomb. Seated position now. Fury, if I were him, I'd want to make a tag to Chris Sullivan, but trying to slow things down instead with a reverse chin lock. Get some gas back into his tank while making sure that Fry doesn't try to mount any sort of comeback. Now JT Fury grabbing Fry by his hair, brings him up and face-to-face they stand. Looks like a cheeky little roll through. Nope, into the butterfly DDT. Spiking him. Goes for the stop. Fry right back to his seat. And the quickness of Malcolm to get the Irish whip off. Goes for a tag. Maybe tries to put JT Fury up on the top rope instead. Gets deflected. Suplex into a neck breaker. Looking to bring Fry up to his seat, but Fry with a back body drop can't count the ATL out ever. There's a reason these two kids are unbeaten and why they're the tag team champions. Hero Slam. Hooks the leg. That might be a rope break. Not quite, I guess. Is Fury going to be able to kick out? Yes, he will. This match is going to continue for now. Punch up under the gut. JT has got to make a tag to Sullivan, man. I don't know what he's thinking. He has taken so much damage, going to end up costing the Brass Ring Club this matchup. Arm drag, hot tag though, and here comes Sullivan with a head full of steam and a fire under his ass. A fire up under his ass. Talk too fast sometimes. Calf kick goes for a second one. Malcolm's not having it. Knife and chop. Gonna light up that chest on 4th of July to pop up powerbomb out of nowhere. Might just do it. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though. Now with JT Fury down, Sullivan is in a handicap predicament. Couple of clotheslines by Malcolm and a third clothesline. Chris Sullivan backs into the corner, not the corner that he wants to be in though. Looks for the tag. Sullivan comes to just in time. Irish whip back to his corner, the corner of the Brass Ring Club, but no JT Fury to tag in there. Goes for a belly-to-belly, instead gets the temples clapped. Nice strategy by Chris Sullivan. Works out a kink in his shoulder, still waiting for JT to return to the apron so he can make a tag if he has to. Neck crank. It worked. Snap that neck clean in half, maybe. The torque he's putting on that. There's Fury back to his seat. And just as Fury returns to the apron, final cut by Sullivan to hand the ATL their first defeat, but Fry gets saved by Porter, and Porter getting the hell out of Dodge before Fury comes over to beat his ass. Hot tag, hot tag, hot tag, yes! Here comes Deshaun Porter. Spinning European uppercut. And again, Deshaun is on his own right now. 3 in a row. Face to face, Irish whipper to the corner now. Gonna go for the honorable German suplex. You know it. Can he bring it home? 1/2 of the tag team champions, Porter. No bridge though. Flipping Sullivan over, hooks the leg. JT Fury is out of it on the apron. Perhaps this will be enough. Nearly, but not quite. What a tag team matchup. It's truly tag team warfare personified here. A lot of beef between these two. A lot of bad blood. These 4 men putting on a show. Nita top of the head on that Chrome Dome. Oh! Deshaun! Blue Thunder Bomb! Blue Thunder Bomb! 1, 2! Oh! JT Fury Fury taking out Murphy in order to make sure the pin is going to the 3. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Murphy is out of it after being taken out by Fury, but now Sullivan's all by himself and the ref is down. Murphy's got to recuperate. Boot to the side of the head. Now Chris, ooh, nice tiger suplex. Letting the fans know that he's A-okay. Murphy's finally back to his feet. JT should be thanking God they didn't get disqualified right there. Standing moonsault showing athleticism. There we go, JT back to the apron. Vintage Sullivan right here at the half Nelson backbreaker. Man, this might be the ATL's biggest challenge yet. So many close calls, and perhaps this will do it, but no. Whew, one of my dogs just ripped ass, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how I'm alive right now. Whew, holy shit, mama. That is bad. Whew. I gotta fight through it. Sean Porter. Oh my God, that's so bad. It's lingering. It won't go away. That's just Sean. I gotta hold my breath. O'Connor roll German suplex. 1, 2. No, nearly the 3 count, but JT breaks the bridge. And now some teamwork from the tag team champions. Double knee gutbuster. Fury is down. Chris Sullivan is down. The champions standing tall. And Porter sizing up the turnbuckles there for a second. Nobody to help out Sullivan this time. Blue Thunder Bomb again. And that'll do it. 1, 2. What? Sullivan kicking out of a second. Blue Thunder Bomb, the resiliency. Fury about to get disqualified here, by the way. You got to get out of the ring. Oh, Malcolm Fry. Watch him from the apron as Porter takes out Fury. And now what's this? A rocket kick. I don't know how the hell Sullivan kicked out of that second Blue Thunder Bomb. That rocket kick might do it if he gets to the pin. There we go. Wasted a lot of time. I don't know if it will be enough. No, only a 2 count. Reverse DDT. And with JT Fury still down, into the corner of the ATL, look to bring home the win. But Sullivan's not down just yet. Still has a little bit of life left in him. A little bit left in the tank. Running on fumes, though. And a 3rd Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, 3. JT got in the ring just in time to see the pinfall go down. The ATL remain unbeaten. 8 wins now for the tag team champions. What about, though? The Brass Ring Club truly showing what they're worth. Took the ATL to the limit. And if the Brass Ring Club can make it through the tag team tournament next Sunday, if they can win the cup, they will get another shot at the ATL and the gold. But tonight, the ATL grab another impressive win. These kids, man. These Atlanta boys making the tag team division theirs. And now up next, my friends, I nearly choked on some water right there. for our tertiary main event to get to, including the return of Percy Simmons as he takes on Chris Dominant in that huge tag team matchup. In our main event, Harvey Hastings and Matsuya Yum taking on Paul Devine and Hayden. But first, guys, a tiebreaker coming your way. One that I've been looking forward to seeing, as of course Azriel holds a win over Jacob Ziegler. Jacob Ziegler holds a victory over Azriel, but we haven't seen either of these men since Sacrifice, where they both took defeats. Of course, Jacob Ziegler in losing the tag team titles. It was Hayden who was the one pinned, and Azriel losing out in the Ultimate Sacrifice matchup, being forced to shave his head. And before the matchup, Azriel said, "Yeah, shave my head. What the hell? I'm not going to mind that. I don't care." But when he actually got his head shaved, had a little bit of a breakdown, did the Boa, so much to the point where he doesn't want to show his face. Backstage, I passed by him earlier, and he was wearing a mask. Told me that his movie career was over, that he was finished, he was ruined. Kind of snapping a little bit. If you're reading this, fuck off. Yeah, there's that vintage rugged edge of the best one around. And Azriel slowly making his way towards the ring. The former Fusion Tag Team Champion and two-time International Champion was looking to become World Champion by winning the Ultimate Sacrifice matchup. Thought he really got an easy ticket in by putting his hair on the line, but obviously Paul Devine was victorious and capturing the United States Championship. Now has a date set against Hayden in 3 weeks. In the main event of Dark Carnival tonight, he and Hayden teamed together. First time, I believe, X-Gen have teamed up since Season 3 when Quantum and Hayden were the tag team champions. Can't buy that merch. And Jacob Ziegler been in a foul mood, even more so than he has been these past few months after Hayden cost them the tag team titles at Sacrifice. Ziegler, as a singles competitor, has been in a bit of a roll as of late. Did take that loss to Azriel back at Validation and looks to make up for it here tonight in this rubber match. Of course, Ziegler still has in his possession that Money in the Bank contract that he can cash in anywhere, anytime for a world title opportunity. And after Hayden screwed them out of the tag team championship, if I were Cutley, I'd be watching my back. And here he comes, the pride of Scotland. Meaner than he has ever been. And looking to shove his boot at Azriel's gullet tonight. The greatest implosion main event of all time, you mean? Jacob Ziegler. Making his way into the ring for our tertiary main event here on Monday Night Fusion number 113. Big week here in CMV, of course, this Sunday, the 18th of February, the third annual Cyber Slam, where the polls, the options, the opponents, everything is in your guys' hands. You vote. The card should be up probably Wednesday or Thursday, and it is up to you what you want to see. But that, of course, going to be full of the Genesis boys. We are here on Fusion as we get set for some more action. Azriel, balled under that mask. Donning this new look, takes on Jacob Ziegler. Murphy rings that bell. Here we go. Both these guys tied at 1-1 apiece. And right out of the gate, Azriel just dropped down to the canvas with that release suplex. Jeez Louise. Papa Cheese. Chris Diamond with a tweet here says, I'm disgusted at Azrael's merch. For civil people, buy some diamond merch from yours truly. Always pushing that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch. Chris Diamond, of course, in action up next in our co-main event. So he'll be taking on the returning Percy Simmons up to that second turnbuckle, and Ziegler just digging his knee right in the face of Azrael. Vertical base now. They stand toe-to-toe over shoulders to the fireman's carry. Standing Ziegler up to, so he goes for the jumping cutter, but Ziegler's having absolutely none of that. Kick to the gut instead, and vintage Ziegler with a tiger bomb. Certainly, Ziegler and Hayden for being at each other's throats. They're such similar, and they're such similar styles and the ways of carrying themselves in the ring. That actually wasn't the game that time, Topher. That was my batteries dying. That was vintage dashing. I don't charge. I don't have the rechargeable packs, all right? I'm a poor boy. I got those Dollar Tree batteries, all right, fam? And look at Ziegler now just unloading this new vicious side of like a razor-sharp knife. And looking to waste no time, possibly going for the crossface, the Hollywood hold. If so, Azrael with a big-time counter and a suplex now. Hey, yo, what up, Crispy? Good to have you. Actually just missed your matchup. The Brass Ring Club versus ATO was the previous bout. Now we're here in our tertiary main event. I believe Ziegler may have countered Azrael's signature attempt, as now he goes for another release suplex into the pin this time. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Yeah, true. Jacob Ziegler, Scottish. Hayden from the UK. Hayden, of course, in action tonight. Still to come in our main event. As he brings Azrael to vertical base here, does Ziegler. Looking to close in once again. Both these guys, they know each other very well. Brainbuster by the Boa. In so many ways that Azrael can defeat you. He has the Boa Constrictor, the phenomenal forearm, that Consequence he's been using lately. Busting Azrael wide open off that counter from the powerbomb into a face buster. As Ziegler telling everybody to be quiet. Swing out neckbreaker hit with such velocity there. And the shades of his girlfriend, the women's undisputed champion, Quinn Bell with the Botchplex. 1, 2, 3, and Ziegler. I believe that's how he beat Azrael the first time, too, was with the Botchplex. And the Scotsman does it again to break the tie and go up positive. Using the power of love to knock off the Boa here tonight. Jacob Ziegler steadily turning things around for himself. There's how he finished things off here, the Botchplex. How come we didn't get a beautiful bridge? Just didn't feel like it, I guess. Mr. Money in the Bank, as dangerous as ever, and with the ability to cash in for a world championship match whenever he wants. If I were Hayden, I'd be feeling some type of way with all these huge names coming after me. Of course, Hayden's used to that, but And here we go, my friends. Co-main event for Monday Night Fusion number 113. Going to see the Baller, Chris Diamond, take on the returning Deck, Percy Simmons. We have not seen Simmons in 8 weeks. Last time was the Fallout episode after Requiem. Remember, he took on Curtis Heist in the finals of their best of 5 series. Ended up getting called by referee Murphy. The match was stopped because Curtis Heist had beaten Percy to a bloody pulp. And now, of course, Heist over on a match. So Percy 100% once again as he makes his return to the flagship show and battling the former Rising Star champion and the Baller, Chris Diamond, who will be a part of next Sunday's Tag Team Cup. He and Rob Cross representing the Ballers Club. Looking for that boost of momentum. This has the making to be a good matchup here. Chris Diamond, ladies and gentlemen, last time we saw him in action was back at Sacrifice on that triple threat matchup for the light heavyweight championship. Obviously, Diamond falling through and capturing the gold. Gonna try to start his climb back up the rankings while he and Rob Cross are gonna seek to win the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup next Sunday. Diamond certainly one of the most impressive competitors come over from WGW to CMV. Cocky as they come, but an excellent in-ring performer. And still to come in our main event, guys, Harvey Hastings and Maseo Hume taking on Paul Devine and Hayden. I'm so amped to see that, but first up, Diamond's ready to go for our co-main event. He is back, and when he first debuted towards the top of the season, I used to talk about how much this kid impressed me. Certainly stood out with all the new superstars that came flooding in from last season to the start of this one. And it was unfortunate that what Curtis Heist did to him and costing him 2 months of his career. But the Deck is back, ladies and gentlemen. And looking to return with some flair and knock off the Baller. Percy Simmons looking to pull something out of his deck tonight in order to handle Chris Diamond. And a simple tweet here from Azrael, guy, says, "You suck, Ziggler, and you ain't better than me." Well, the record would say otherwise. Now Ziggler 2-0 over Azrael. Percy Simmons taking it all in for his return to Monday Night Fusion. Here we go. Chris Diamond, the Deck, Percy Simmons, one-on-one. Both these kids have a bright future in CMV, but who is the better? We're going to find out. Collar and elbow, they meet in the middle of the ring now. A waist lock by Chris Diamond. Going to take it behind. Now a wrestling slam by Diamond. Side headlock transition. Not a great start, but there we go. Percy Simmons gets the fight back to a vertical base side headlock of his own. Wrenching as Chris Diamond trapped and making sure to keep it that way. Diamond now going to push him into the ropes. Easy escape. Now Percy Simmons rebounds right into a pop-up punch. Looking to jack that jaw. Going after the arm is Chris Diamond, dropping the knee right across the elbow. And that is certainly going to hurt. Vertical base they stand. Face to face and Diamond with the front headlock now. Has Simmons in trouble as he digs the knee right into the chest. Irish whip. Watch out, Murphy. You already took your bump tonight. Oh, bicycle knee by the former Rising Star champion. That might have chipped a tooth. I think somebody caught it there in the front row. Nice block by the kick attempt. Goes for a scoop slam. Percy Simmons digging the knee into Diamond. Kick to the midsection. Now and oh, shades of Ken with a single knee face breaker. Ryan Kent won his match earlier tonight with that. Chris Diamond is in big time pain, writhing in agony on the mat. Now to the second turnbuckle. Percy Simmons rallying. Let's more to the CMV universe. He has it. I don't think it matters who Chris Diamond is against. The fans are going to vote for them. Such a cocky, egotistical, just real son of a bitch is Chris Diamond. Look at that, though. There's a reason he's a former Rising Star champion. Going after the legs. Diamond just so great at targeting every single limb on an opponent. No certain target for the baller. I don't know what he's thinking right there. Yeah, don't even know what happened, honestly. It's just pretty much just to the back loop of the second turnbuckle. The show off, and now Diamond TKO by the baller early on. That is not great news for the Deck and his CMV return. It might be short-lived. Go for the break your neck foundation, but Diamond gets caught up in a face buster by Simmons instead. Kick to the gut attempted, instead gets a wheel the heel to the face. Percy Simmons going to try to bring himself up to his feet using the ropes, but Diamond not allowing that. Goes for a pin instead, but only a 1 count. Ooh, Topher with nudes. Catchphrase. The Deck now. Kick to the goal. Oh, twist of fate. Twist of fate by Simmons. 1, 2. What is only a 2 count? And Percy looking over the ref like, you kidding? Thought for sure he had it in the bag there. The fans sending their energy towards Simmons. What is this now? Shiranui. Incredible athleticism there. Shown by Percy as now he stomps down to the gut. Camel clutch as he just digs these punches right to the forehead of Diamond. Catching that work right now as the ball. He's got to figure a way to turn the tides real quick. Simmons Irish whips. Pop up. Psyching him out, playing games is the Deck. Having himself a little bit of fun, but perhaps that was a mistake. The wherewithal by Simmons to roll onto the apron, but Diamond basking in his own glory here, trying to get under the fans skin. Now goes for a counter, though slingshot spear by Simmons. Oh, and what is this now? The jack of all trades, now countered by Diamond. Able to see that roundhouse coming his way. Split second, those reflexes of a cat. Up against the ropes. Now what the hell is Diamond doing here? Left out to dry as Diamond rebounds, drop kick right to the, looks like he got him behind the shoulder, the upper back area. Up against the ropes. What the hell is Diamond doing here? Clothesline. Percy put out of the ring. But look at Simmons. Look at Simmons. Diamond doesn't see his spinning back elbow. Incredible reversal by the Deck, who once again from the corner lines up his shot. The jack of all trades. Connected flush that time. Flips him over, hooks leg, that might still be a rope break. Almost 1, 2, 3, and Percy Simmons returns with the W. Chris Diamond suffers a defeat at the hands of the Deck. What a matchup though. Wait a minute. A little bit of sportsmanship shown. That is incredibly surprising to see from Diamond. But a shake of the hand. Always great to see some sportsmanship. Nice matchup and a great win for the returning Pivot. All right, my fine feathered friends, we have made it to the main event here. 113, and it is most definitely going to be a doozy as Aston Harvey Hastings pairs up with the mean Matteo Human. Of course, Harvey Hastings' personal bodyguard Mason Ross in the corner as they take on the United States champion Paul Devine and undisputed champion Hayden, the reformed X-Gen. We know that after Paul Devine's Ultimate Sacrifice match at Sacrifice earned himself a shot at Hayden in his World Championship. It will happen in 3 weeks, the main event of Dark Carnival. But will Paul Devine still be the United States champion come then as he defends in next week's main event against Harvey Hastings, what currently is looking like a Falls Count Anywhere match? If you still have not voted on that poll, there's time to do so. CMVWrestling.com is our website. And it was last week that Matteo Hume failed in challenging Paul Devine's stage championship, so Harvey and Hume most definitely not friends, but have a common enemy and the Asian sensation in a win over the world champion as well to shake your head at. Here's a second tweet from Harvey Hastings who says, Paul, my foot is going to cave your face in because you are not worthy. And if you're a betting man and you want to put money on next week's United States Championship matchup, I gotta say, you might want to go with Double H because twice he has defeated Paul Devine. He eliminated him back at Validation in that 8-man tag match and then defeated Devine clean one-on-one the following night. Harvey has Devine's number. Harvey trying to become a 3-time United States champion next week. If he does so, he will make history as the first ever 3-time United States champion. And of course, there's Harvey hiding like a little rat behind his hulking beast of a bodyguard, Mason Ross. The Swedishman had himself a handful of matches in CMV, completely obliterated anyone who stood in front of him. I don't know where exactly Harvey found this guy, but he knows how to pick him. I'll give him that much. And Harvey Hastings, every time he comes out here, just looks so proud of himself as he cowers behind Mason Ross. And it's interesting because you got this matchup really both sides kind of even. Because on each side you have expert submission competitors. Harvey Hastings, he has that brutal Anaconda Vice. And then of course you got Hayden with the Hollywood Hold. And then you have two versatile strikers in this man, Matteo Hume, and then of course Paul Devine. And Matteo really one of the hardest hitters I have ever seen in CMV. This guy's kicks literally make me cringe. The former Rising Star champion, he's mean. He is rugged. You don't want to try to walk up to this guy and get his autograph because you might get your teeth kicked down your throat. And Hume, of course, cashed in his Rising Star title for that shot at Devine and the United States Championship last week, but fell through. Not able to capture the gold. You know, he wants to get himself another chance. Of course, come next week, Harvey Hastings might be the one that holds the gold, but there we go. Hastings and Yoon going to look to work together tonight. Whatever differences they might have with each other aside. And of course, here he comes. The CMV United States Champion, Paul Devine, who in 3 weeks and the main event of Dark Carnival looks to become a 4-time undisputed champion, a 5-time tag team champion. Devine is one of the greatest ever. Lace up a pair of boots and step into a CMV ring, and he put his Fusion contract on the line at Sacrifice inside of the Ultimate Sacrifice matchup, the only place he has ever called home, just for the chance to challenge for that world title. And it paid off, as Devine will come head-to-head with his brother and a man that he knows very well at Dark Carnival, the man he teams with here tonight. And Paul Devine and Hayden actually fought one-on-one when Hayden first came back to CMV about 2 months ago in a 2 out of 3 falls match. They both scored 1 point. It was Hayden who ended up being victorious in the end, though. And as I touched on earlier tonight, I do believe this is the first time that X-Gen have been reformed in some type of way in years. I think the last time was when Quantum and Hayden were the Fusion Tag Team Champions. The Brotherhood, the camaraderie is there, no doubt. I mean, Hayden, that Hayden has ever talked positively of, and Quantum. Everybody else, you throw a name at Hayden, they'll be like, who's that? Fuck them. They're a piece of shit. They're not as good as me. But then you bring up Paul Devine, you bring up Quantum, he's like, yeah, my brothers, I love them. And Hayden was actually very excited when Paul Devine won Ultimate Sacrifice. He said, I would have loved to put my title on the line against Paul Devine. And of course, retained his championship against Andrew Briggs last week. And that no-holds-barred matchup. Hayden might love it. He might be excited to step in the ring with Devine again. But Brotherhood going to be put aside come Dark Carnival. Only one of them going to be able to walk out with the grandest prize in all of CMV. Hayden currently on 8 weeks with the championship. 2 months of his 4th reign with the title. And of course, Hayden's longest reign with the championship was his first. He held it for about 3.5 months. So Hayden closing in on maybe breaking his own record. Of course, Hayden also a former Fusion Tag Team Champion we talked about with Quantum, Anarchy Champion, and Intercontinental Champion, the first ever undisputed champion. King of the Ring winner and Royal Rumble winner. I mean, Paul Devine and Hayden's accolades side by side, put together is just like, it's just a list, a true, just everything that you could possibly do in this company. They share between them. All right, here we go. Main event time, my friends. Going to be Harvey Hastings starting things off against Paul Devine. The matchup that will take place next week in the main event of Fusion number 114 for the United States title. Devine catching Hastings right out of the gate with a flatliner. Forearm smash by Double H. Now, like I said, every time that Hastings and Paul Devine have come head-to-head, Hastings has walked out victorious. So if you're a betting man, you might want to put your chips into the corner of the Assassin come next week. But of course, we don't know what the stipulation will be. Currently, Falls Count Anywhere is winning the poll. But there's also Lumberjack, which could drastically change the course of the matchup, or Ladder, which will take pinfall, submissions, countouts, and disqualifications out of the mix. The first man to climb a ladder and yank down the belt will go home with it, of course. And I'd actually love to see a ladder match between these two. Harvey Hastings be his first ever ladder match. Certainly has the agility to succeed in it, though. And Paul Divine, we've seen him in many ladder matches, of course, as Hastings goes for an early tag after bouncing Divine's face off that top turnbuckle. Look at Mason Ross, guys. The bodyguard of Harvey Hastings tossing in a steel chair here, looking to aid his boss. Early on, some dirty heel tactics already being employed as Divine. Wait a minute. Divine. I think he's going for divine intervention. Look at the chair. On the chair. Mason Ross might have just screwed over Hastings. 1, 2. No. Oh, shit. Yo, Mason Ross almost seriously fucked over Hastings. Divine intervention face first under the chair. I gotta give Hastings credit for kicking out of that, by the way. Harvey now. Harvey Hastings with a DDT in the start of this matchup. Going anything but good for the Assassin forearm smash, now inverted atomic drop. And there's the scoop slam. Looking to turn things around. Face to face now. And there's the headshot by Double H. If I were him, though, I'd really want to make a tag to Hume. Might have a broken nose into the pin, though. Instead, going to try to knock off Divine once more. But just a 1 count for the #1 contender for the World Championship. Oh! I think Hastings is going to try to go to the top rope for Blitzkrieg, but Hayden was like, nah, don't do that. Just clocking him right in the face. Hastings comes to, shakes the cobwebs. Looks like a long road home. Fisherman's driver pulled off successfully there by Hastings, who now goes up to the top rope, looking for the Blitzkrieg again, but Hayden again trying to help out Divine. Doesn't get there in time, though, and Hastings with Blitzkrieg into the pin. 1, 2, just a 2 count, though. Both these guys throwing bombs at each other just 5 minutes into this main event matchup. And Hastings makes that tag to Masao Hume now, nice and fresh, coming in trying to pick the bones of Divine, who's still looking to be out of it after that Blitzkrieg. Japan's biggest export, though. Far from done, and a timestamp out of nowhere. Hooks that leg. Only a 1 count. Yeah, if I were Divine, I might be thinking about slapping hands with Hayden. A little bit of a rematch from last week, where Divine defeated Hume to retain his United States Championship in a way the body should not bend, stomping on the wrist there of Masao Hume. What the fuck is this now? And Divine snapping the knee. Might have fucking took it right out of place there. Oof. And a 24th punch. This offense from Divine coming out of nowhere. Hume busted open, but Hastings breaks through the defense of Hayden to make the save and keep this matchup going. Hayden now back to the apron as Divine looks to slow things down with a gator roll, then transitioned into a crossface. Paul Divine seems to want to handle this matchup all on his own. Hasn't even thought about tagging in Hayden. Maybe a tiny bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Alpha mailing going on, if you will. You just chooses the wrong times to taunt. Oh, wow, Divine actually going to let him pray there. I think he was going to try to make the tag to Kitely finally, but then changed his mind. As he gets a knee straight up to the face, kick to the gut. You see Hume bleeding bad from that gash on his forehead. A little bit of eat defeat. And now the tag to the undisputed champion, Hayden Kitely, coming in right to the second turnbuckle. Hayden, most definitely the furthest thing from a high flyer, but a nice body splash right there as Hume was going to try to make the tag to Harvey. Elbow drop right to the back of the head. Face to face now, Irish whip. Hume goes running into the corner. Hayden maybe looking for just, wow, Harvey getting back at Hayden for when Hayden earlier in the match stopped Hastings from getting the blitzkrieg off. Saved Hume right there from those consecutive quarter punches. Now the big man looking to take the world champion to Suplex City. Oh, and then a nasty clothesline out of the short arm. That just about turned Kitely inside out. Now dragging the body. Hayden definitely he's small. I think he's even smaller than Hastings. You know, Harvey Hastings versus Hayden is a great match I'd like to see at some point. Hume putting all of his weight down on Hayden's gut there momentarily. Now has the world champion up on his feet. Taking him for a little bit of a walk head first off of the turnbuckle. Boot to the side of the head, though. Whatever Hume was trying for gets reversed by the A-lister, but this is not going to feel good. Knee right to the kidneys, then a big old power slam that just quakes the entire ring. Now Hume moonwalking his way over, tags in, double H, and we're going to get a little bit of that encounter that I'm wanting to see. Lower back stomped on Hastings to the second turnbuckle. The two-time United States champion, the former German Special Forces, looking for something nasty here. Just kicking Hayden right back down to the canvas with a body splash, simple but effective. Looks like he might have gotten his knee right up where the sun don't shine. Oh, and a headshot, man. Kitely is catching the work in this matchup. Harvey and Hume working very well together as Harvey wastes absolutely not even a moment to the top rope. And there's the blitzkrieg. This would be huge for Harvey. 1, 2. Nearly pins the world champion, but not quite enough. Is Vic here? What up, Vic? We are in the middle of our main event matchup. And what an absolute battle it has been. Currently, Harvey and Matseo are dominating Hayden. Kitely not able to get a reversal off. Nice Hurricane Rana there by Hastings, showing off his agility. Can never count Kitely out of a fight, though. Hayden's only lost one matchup since returning to CMV towards the start of this season. Double knees to the face. Might go night-night. That's how Hayden retained the title last week against Andrew Briggs. Ducks the clothesline, gets floored with one. Anyhow, Hastings circling Hayden as if he's just prey, waiting to be pounced on, going for a snap suplex. Drops down behind. Well scouted, but Hayden with that quickness, though. Back suplex, reversal, 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 reversal. Back and forth they go. It is 1999 up in here. Reversal fest ensuing. Tried for a headshot, but I think he's looking at Paul Devine. Paul Devine said something about Harvey's mama. Distracted him momentarily long enough for Hayden to... And now Hayden with the Hollywood hold! Hollywood hold! Hollywood hold! And Kitely forces Hastings to submit the team of Devine and Kitely. Just as Hastings was looking to finish with a headshot, Devine caught Harvey's attention. Hayden capitalized. And N is victorious. What a matchup. But just as it was looking like Hastings was going to close the deal, Hayden locks in the Hollywood hold. X-Gen reformed and victorious here tonight. Paul Devine and Hayden, opponents in 3 weeks for the world title. And there's a handshake. The Brotherhood is still strong. A great victory for the United States and world champion. Next week, Devine defends his United States title against Hastings. Finally, Devine got one up over the Assassin tonight. Can he do it again next week? We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. As always, I would do a winter match, but I've got somewhere to be, so I'll make up for it. We'll do 2 for Reality Wrestling on Thursday. But, of course, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you do drop a follow so you know when I go live. The next of which will be on Thursday for Reality Wrestling, then Genesis on Friday. And then, of course, this Sunday, guys, the 18th of February, the 3rd annual Cyber Slam. You definitely don't want to miss that. Exclamation point CMV in our chat. We'll give you more information about us if you're interested. Exclamation point join. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. If you want your call featured on the program, you are more than welcome. And, of course, our Twitter is official CMV_. You can follow us for, signings, updates, match cards, all that kind of good stuff. So I will catch you on the flippy flop, family.